Apparently so. Um, the end of a long week is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. You know what the great thing about it is? Because of the rules we have about the guilds, we don't have to talk about it yet.
Point of order. One thing that I think is major that I do want to touch guild wise because we'll probably forget about it because to cover the other guilds. The announcement of the fact that Netflix is going to be the exclusive home of the SAG Awards
That is stupid.
because this is part of their getting into the live streaming deal and whatever.
How the heck am I going to watch?
Oh, that's the advantage. The system isn't in place yet. They're only going to have it in place for Chris Rock in sort of March or April, so they don't have enough time to set it up. So anybody in the world can watch it this year on YouTube for free. It's not going to be on a cable station, and it's not going to be like unable to be viewed by anyone else in the world. You don't need a VPN or whatever. They're just literally sticking it on YouTube, on Netflix's YouTube channel. So
That's helpful.
So now it's just a matter of how many technical difficulties they're going to have. 'Cause I'm sure.
I'm
sure
how
that's
many
bound to
Netflix
happen.
commercials we get for movies and
How many
TV
commercials?
shows.
So yeah, and this isn't the end of it. No, we just get a couple days off, and then Sunday we get to talk about the show we are about to talk about and predict with a recap. Monday we've got a special QA show, and then Tuesday we're predicting the Oscars, ladies and gentlemen. And the week after, we've got our infamous Oscar nomination reactions and our subsequent discussion about the Oscar nominations.
On top of Q&A and Movie Club as well.
Yes. That's your opening. Name on the contract says Khan, but it doesn't say Nick. Hi, everyone. My name is Owen. Joining me, as always, we have Ashley.
That's just funny because having just seen the football, there's the possibility that Khan's father's football club might do better than the club that's owned by the Saudis as well. So it's all just going into place.
And as confused as ever, we have AJ.
I have no idea what any of that means. But
Screwing over
9 times
Saudi
out of 10,
Arabia, so I approve.
So, got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm going to predict the Critics' Choice Awards, which is this Sunday night, apparently on YouTube because product placement reasons.
Oh,
Needless to say, if you get a chance to check out our Globes recap, that's up here on the channel. So you can check that out if you'd like to. But before we go into Critics' Choice predictions, speaking of our live chat room, a couple pieces of commentary before we started today. Josie says, "Hey, Popcast team, just finished reading TikTok of Oz. Loved it. It's about time." She's been talking about it for quite a while, so it's nice to hear that she has completed her mission.
I thought you were making a pun when you said it's about time.
No, but I got something that's going to affect you in a minute.
Oh, God.
Josie said, "Last night I watched Better Off Dead, and today I watched One a Date with Tad Hamilton."
That's a fun day.
Yeah, Mr. Bug Goes to Town from 1941 was an animated film not from Disney. She believes from Paramount. Spencer Reed just watched Fallen. Great movie, nice verses. Also said tonight is around midnight and bird watches. I'm guessing he probably means the Charlie Parker movie.
Yeah, I completely forgot I did that video.
AJ, when we've done as much verses and sipping snacks as we have in the past 10 years, I think we're justified to forget a couple things here and there. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a good one. I thought I was at Walmart before I got sick, and I grabbed a Kit Kat birthday cake. because I was like, ooh, this sounds new. Doot, 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 doot. Sip and snack, Kit Kat birthday cake. I'm like, motherfricker. Josie says, now The Fabelmans has won Best Picture Drama. The most CCA thing the CCA could do is give Best Picture and Director to Fabelmans, which I can't complain too much about since I love The Fabelmans. Yes, Josie, everyone should. We all love it.
While Critics' Choice are basically a bunch of lemons, I'm assuming that they wouldn't have time to copy whatever the Globes did. Because I went pretty... As far as predictions for Critics' Choice go, I have some things that won on Tuesday, but I have a lot of things that didn't, too.
I guess I kind of went the different route, but we'll get there. So he says it would be a very CCA move to tie the Daniels and Spielberg for director. I hope not. Spencer says, yesterday I watched Crouching Tiger and Once Upon a Time in China.
I do remember doing that video.
Crouching Tiger would have been his pick for Best Picture in 2000. Close tie with Traffic. Nice buzz cut, HK. Take a shot, HK. That's a funny name from the past. Nice buzz cut, AJ. Great video.
Yeah, that was actually an accident.
Yes, I remember that.
My hair was not supposed to be that short, and the barber messed up.
Just a tease of what you might get for May 1st. Get your questions in. For the NFL Drama Network over the past 10 years.
Yeah, just start doing your homework now. You've only got a couple of months to do all your research to ask these burning questions. And we're only doing this once because it's our 10-year anniversary. So the next time we do it again would be 25. So, and if we make the network 25 years, then better be a lot of changes in the three of us by then. In many ways.
Then how many years have we talked about future verses and I say, oh man, I hope we're not still doing the YouTube channel next year or the year after? Like I hope not that I dislike this, just that hopefully we'd be beyond it. But
I think Spencer has seen at least 75 of them by now. Josie says, by the way, Ashley, there was a donkey in TikTok of Oz. The donkey's name was Hank.
Seems appropriate.
I would love it if, as a joke, the Oscars nominated One Piece Red for animated feature. Adapted screenplay just to fill a damn slot. I want a One Piece Dune crossover with the Freeman joining the Straw Hat Pirates. I have plausible deniability what this means. Spencer says, AJ, would you do any more franchises for Versus? Shrek, Alien.
We've tackled pretty much all the aliens.
Huh?
We've pretty much tackled all the aliens. We've been trying to figure out what franchises are left. We haven't done the Halloween franchise yet.
Mm-mm.
That's probably happening at some point.
That might be appropriate for the 10th anniversary. There is one franchise that you've only touched on twice in the debut year, which is what I'm possibly lining up or something relating to it for my movie club pick. So.
All right. Josie said it would be cool if you did verses for books. Imagine a Critics' Choice Book Awards category.
I have considered that. It never came to be, but I have considered it.
Verses for books, yes. Critics' Choice Book Awards? Look, hang on, let me count. We already have 20... We already have 41 categories. Critics' Choice. I don't need any more.
The Critics' Choice is the MTV Movie Awards of televised shows.
I will give them credit for one thing, and that is we made fun of them last year because they made a foreign language TV series category, and we were like, you only did that because of Squid Game, and now you're stuck with the category now that you've made it. And they have a full-ass lineup for that category, so at least they stuck to their guns on it.
Josie says an Oscar for Best Book written by an actor or filmmaker. Brian chimes in and got 7 out of 14 on the Globe's movie side. Same thing with Spirits. It's going to be on AMC Plus, not IFC.
Oh, I thought they said the Spirits were going to be online. I thought they were streaming that on YouTube. I mean, that's what it implied when they announced the nominations. That's what.
Same thing. So Spencer says anything that keeps verses going, I'm for. Likes Josie's idea about the books. Brian says next Thursday's BAFTA noms. It's odd the movie announcements for WGA won't be until the day after the Oscar nominations. Spencer says Critics' Choice feels more relevant than ever. Probably in the minority here, but 5 noms makes things interesting. Noms and wins mean more. Super excited for Beau is Afraid. Ari Aster is always a good time. Keeps hearing things about this. It just keeps coming across my Twitter feed. SAGs on Netflix is interesting. Excited to see the impact for next year. Does Netflix benefit?
I mean, maybe in the sense that they're trying to sort of like push that they're more mainstream. But at the same time, I'm surprised that they don't want to ditch television altogether in terms of the broadcast. Especially when, you know, if they went to Amazon, I'd understand it, because Amazon live streams have been going for years with sport
right.
and things like that, and music concerts and things. Netflix literally has nothing, and, you know, it depends how much of a shit show the feed is going to be for the Chris Rock thing. Because I don't know I can't remember whether I heard any good or negative press about the one that Disney Plus did for the Elton John concert, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Because I know they made a big thing about that. But it's the new thing, you know. They want to do live coverage. You know, they're basically trying to kill off cable to some extent. So I don't know. Be interesting to see, you know, if they can't even get a YouTube stream sorted, who knows what it's going to be like when it's on their own platform. And so many people are getting illegal feeds of it, probably, because they aren't going to afford to have Netflix because there's a cost of living crisis. We'll see what happens. We've got like 14 months until.
It's also interesting how far we've come in 7 years. Now that Netflix is in charge of an award show, because I was just thinking like the other day that if Netflix was as embraced then as it was now, Mark Rylance probably wouldn't have his Oscar. Idris Elba would probably have it. I still think about that, how like we basically have Oscar winner Idris Elba in another universe, because Netflix, that was the first year Netflix tried to get embraced as a distributor and it didn't work out.
Interesting way to look at it. Real quick before we get started, Josie has chimes in with a little Better Off Dead trivia. People protested the film's original tagline, "Sometimes you're better off dead," so it was changed to "Relax, you're never better off dead." This wasn't the first time Diane Franklin used a French accent for a film. For a part in Second Time Lucky in 1984, she played a French nurse in World War I. Of course, she talked about Piggly Wiggly being a real-life supermarket chain in Tad Hamilton. It's in the South and Midwestern parts of the U.S. Brian says, I remember how AJ went all in on Beasts of No Nation on his Oscar predictions.
If it had been released today, I probably still would.
Yeah. The publicist and president of Mosaic Public Relations is the real-life Tad Hamilton. And Jennifer Goodwin and Topher Grace were in Mona Lisa Smile in 2003. Okay, So, the contest continues. There's way too many categories here. I mean, we're getting like People's Choice Awards category like level at this point. But they're not as pointless as the People's Choice Awards are. So what are we're starting with television, obviously, not to get that out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I feel like we're starting even lower than TV. We're on like yeah, so the first thing would be comedy special.
I gotta make sure I got it. FX. Yes, I got it.
All right. So we're starting?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hang on. 17 minutes. Let me put that in. Go ahead, AJ.
All right. For comedy special, we have Fortune Feimster, Good Fortune, Gerard Carmichael, Rothaniel, Joel Kim Booster, Psychosexual, Nikki Glazer, Good Clean Filth, Norm Macdonald, Nothing Special, and Would It Kill You to Laugh, starring Kate Berland and John Early. This is our first of the 3 posthumous nominations of the night, and the question: how many of those are they gonna go for? I could certainly see them going for this one, so I'm saying Norm.
Yes. Ashley, what do you got?
Yeah, Norm for me as well. A very interesting concept in terms of like a comedy special, especially given the circumstances.
Yeah, and then the round table at the end is great too.
Yeah.
Note to self: find a way to create chaos during show so they know that it's me. You deserve this, Norm. We're all cheering for you.
All right. Talk show.
Sure.
We have the Amber Ruffin Show, Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, the Kelly Clarkson Show, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Late Night with Seth Meyers, and Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. I was thinking Seth Meyers got this before, didn't he?
Myers and Oliver have both had 2 wins in the past. I did my research on this one.
What I really like about Seth Meyers and what I think people are really finding appealing is how he's kind of rebranded, where he's not like wearing a suit anymore and his monologue's at his desk, and so it's basically like it almost feels like he's doing a podcast, basically. Just it happens to be late night. And I feel like that's a really refreshing change of pace. So based on thinking that might have appeal and the fact that he's won before, even though you would think, oh, maybe they'll do something different, I don't think they're going to think that much about talk shows, so I'm just going to stick with Seth Meyers.
Ashley.
I think we're going to get a repeat run for John Oliver. I prefer John Oliver's style because he does it humorous, but he like does a lot of sort of interesting introspective stuff, which I still think is the zeitgeist that should be television now. Amber Ruffin does a pretty good job of her own, but I don't know how enough people watch it on Peacock, to be fair.
Another thing in Myers' favor is his guests are a lot more interesting than usual. Like just recently he's had Martin McDonough and S.S. Rajamouli, who you're not going to find on another talk show, I don't think. Though Fallon did have Aronofsky recently, which was interesting. But yes, Seth Meyers' guests are much more niche, I guess, which is fun.
I'm just loving for the fact for the third straight year we don't have Corden nominated in here, and it ain't going to happen next year.
I feel that I always see Samantha Bee up here, but it's like the always a bridesmaid, never a bride. So I have a feeling that's going to continue. I don't think there's enough love for Kelly Clarkson here. I don't think there's anything for Andy Cohen. I don't care because there's no Letterman or Conan, so this doesn't matter to me at all. I'm going with John Oliver.
All right. Foreign language series.
Jeezy, crazy. Look how many freaking nominations we've got for this thing.
And they're coming from like 2 places, 3 places.
Oh.
Dark
here.
Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, for foreign language series, we have 1899, Borgen, Extraordinary Attorney Wu, Garcia, The Kingdom Exodus, Cleo, My Brilliant Friend, Pachinko, and Tehran. I'm saying 1899 for two reasons. One, there seems to be a big uproar about the cancellation. Secondly, I hate how uncultured this makes me sound, but it's the only one I've heard of.
All right, Ashley.
We lost the microphone.
All right, not Ashley. Being of the Kingdom. Last night.
It was perfectly fine on Sunday and Monday, and then it goes to shit.
Yeah, it's like my cough. Perfectly fine one day, and the next day I feel like I turn into a Model T again.
I went with Pachinko. I'd like it to be 1899 just to make Netflix go, oh shit, we shouldn't have cancelled it. It's good to see Borgen get in here though, because Borgen's been about for like I don't know whether they rebooted it or it's like a series like a few years after, but that's a good sort of Danish sort of crime thing. But I think Pachinko generally got like the best critic reviews. 1899 did do well with the critics, but I think it was more of a sort of fan base thing that sort of led to that. But I'm just pleased to see Kingdom Exodus in here, because it's not very rare you get to an award ceremony and you have something from Mubi in the list.
Well, I kind of like used fanboyism in my predictions a little bit, because when you think of critics, you think of like older people and stuff like that. But like I'm pretty sure like YouTubers and shit are part of Critics' Choice now. So I kind of tried to balance that out.
More than likely, yeah. This is the darkest timeline, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guesses are probably not good ones either. I look at this list and I don't know any of this stuff. And a couple names just jumped at me immediately. My Brilliant Friend, don't know why. Garcia, don't know why. And then 1899. And for me to have come across on my Twitter feed something about 1899 makes me think that it's kind of important, because there's no reason anybody I know should be talking about this. So because I do know someone is, there's got to be a reason for it. So yeah, I'm going 1899 as well.
I also love the fact that if Pachinko wins, it's the only one in the list that's solely American. All the others are actually foreign, but Pachinko is an Apple commission, so it's definitely American.
Plausible deniability, Ashley. Plausible deniability.
All right, animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We have Bluey, Bob's Burgers, Primal, Harley Quinn, Star Trek Lower Decks, Undone. I don't fucking know. So I'm just saying Star Trek.
Okay. That's fair. What do you got, Ashley?
Bluey, damn it! I said it last year and was wrong, except this time, like, not Bob's Burgers isn't sort of everybody's cup of tea. Certainly, anything on Adult Swim is going to be very sort of, questionable anyway. Harley Quinn's good, but that probably won't get any recognition. I'm trying to remember what Undone was.
If you don't remember it, then there's probably a reason for it.
So yeah, Bluey, because what else are you gonna stick the kids in front of when you want to have a row with your spouse?
Josie does mention, just like we were talking about, don't forget insiders and shills are part of Critics' Choice too. Seth Meyers has the same birthday as Denzel. Jesse Buckley, Maggie Smith, Joe Manganiello shot Manganiello. Love that name. New Pace and the late Stan Lee. Brian does mention it's interesting the show got in, but the Bob's Burgers movie didn't get in for animated feature. I think Bob's Burgers is trash, but that's just me. I know that's a divisive thing to say because a lot of people would have my head for it. But every single time that trailer came up, I left the theater. It was one of those type of movies. I was like, I didn't want to deal with this anymore. This looks like garbage. Absolute, total, unobliterated garbage.
Yeah, I haven't seen an episode of any of these. That's why I just said something.
And on that being said, I'm going with Bluey. For nothing that Ashley said, but for some reason, another thing that keeps coming across my Twitter feed. And I get how much Disney I've got on my Twitter feed, but the people that are talking about Bluey on my Twitter feed, not necessarily Disney fans. So again, there's got to be a reason. So, Bluey.
All right.
Let's get regular TV now, shall we?
Yes. I recognize things here. It's nice.
I recognize names of things, but that is about as far as it goes.
All right. Are we starting with supporting actress in a limited series or TV movie?
Yes.
All right. I think these are all miniseries. There are no TV movies. But we do have TV movies here, unlike the Globes, so there's that. In general.
Random.
But for supporting actress, we have Claire Danes for Fleischman is in Trouble, Dominic Fishback for The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, Betty Gilpin for Gaslit, Melanie Linsky for Candy, Niecy Nash Betts for Dahmer, and Juno Temple for The Offer.
I probably should do that, shouldn't I?
So once we get to this point, I suppose it could be anybody, but just based on what's high profile, I am saying Niecy Nash Betts.
Ashley.
I went with Betty Gilpin because I heard a lot of people talk positively generally about Gaslit.
I will once again show my absolute love for Reno 911, Niecy Nash.
And supporting actor for a miniseries or TV movie?
Yeah.
We have Murray Bartlett for Welcome to Chippendales, Donald Gleason for The Patient, Matthew Good for The Offer, Paul Walter Hauser for Blackbird, Ray Liotta for Blackbird, and Shea Whigham for Gaslit. I learned watching the Globe's red carpet and various interviews that people still don't know how to say Donald Gleason's name. Even to his face, and you can see his he sort of dies inside a little bit.
But how many letters are actually missing or not missing in his shoot name?
I said the best thing, the simplest thing was I saw an interview that's just a video where he explains it. He just says it's tonal with a D. That's it.
But the weird thing is, there's somebody over here that was an investigative reporter called Donal McIntyre that's literally spelt like that, Donal.
Donal Logue.
Yeah.
That's the best comparison right there. That makes it so much easier.
So if we had done these the day Critics' Choice came out, before the Globes, like I said, the Globes don't even matter because they happen too soon for the Critics' Choice to copy them, knowingly. But also having watched Blackbird, when Critics' Choice first came out, I would have said, oh, they'll go posthumous and they'll say Liotta, which could easily still happen. But having watched Blackbird, I kind of feel like Paul Walter Hauser's performance is kind of undeniable. I was just telling you, Owen, before we started that if Blackbird were a movie, Paul Walter Hauser would probably be a frontrunner and supporting actor. So I'm gonna stick with Paul Walter Hauser, who, by the way, I just love in general. We were also just talking recently about how Paul Walter Hauser is basically just an ordinary, everyday dude that just somehow fell into a prestigious movie career.
He's Kramer.
Yes, and he fell into that career because his talent is off the charts, and Blackbird really showed the height of his power, and I cannot wait to see what else he does.
Ashley.
Yeah, I'm solely for what I know is coming in 24 hours' time. Well, 27 hours' time with Paul Walter Hauser getting the Beetlejuice treatment in
Yep.
some shape or form. Yeah, I'm gonna say Hauser as well.
Yes, definitely going with Hausen and his Bob Duvall T-shirt.
Just to let you know what we mean, AJ. He's
He
gonna
knows.
get a
I thought
guitar
it was.
smashed over his head tomorrow.
Yep.
24 hours after winning the Globe, he had a guitar smashed over his head.
Yes, he does. I can't
Which
freaking
will
wait
then
till 10
air
o'clock.
48 hours later.
If I haven't made it clear enough, Paul Walter Hauser, if you should happen to see this, thank you for existing. So,
real quick before we go forward, try to go fast here. One Piece ain't here. One Piece got a couple nods for behind the voice actor awards. Crunchyroll Anime won Best Music for 2020. Take a shot. 2002. Check your anime awards on the TV side. AJ, do you remember the Temple Grandin movie Claire Danes was in?
I never saw it, but I remember it existing.
Josie asked if anyone ever saw it. I remember connection to that a lot as someone on the autism spectrum.
I never even had a release over here.
I remember it a ton during the award season, but I never watched it.
Yeah.
Donna was nominated for. Sorry, AJ, go ahead.
I was just going to agree. That's how I remember Temple Grandin too. It's just the award season.
Donna was nominated for a Tony for Best Featured Actor in a Play for Davy and McDonough's Lieutenant of Inishmore on Broadway. Austin Butler will not return for the Zoe 101 sequel.
Well, that's just disappointing.
I remember Juno when it came out at the same time when Jamie Lynn Spears was pregnant. That one's another 1,000 game of loaded questions. Comedy for 2 is still comedy.
Yeah, I was.
Best actress in a limited series or movie made for television.
We've got Julia Garner for Inventing Anna, Lily James for Pam and Tommy, Amber Midthunder for Prey, Julia Roberts for Gaslit, Michelle Pfeiffer for The First Lady, and Amanda Seyfried for The Dropout. I toyed with Garner and Seyfried, but given the love for the movie and how a lot of the love for the movie fell on her and how the whole cast was considered a groundbreaking thing, I said Amber Midthunder.
Ashley.
I was flipping between the three, but I decided to stick with Seyfried.
And Roy?
Because that... because of the way that just, like, really stuck around for a while. And, like, I guess they want to do, like, the sequel. And, like, showing everything she's done since.
Mamma Mia, here we go again.
Yeah, at least we know that she probably won't be attending because she's off doing a musical or whatever, however the wording was.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go. This is when I'm not gonna give a crap if I lose these points or not.
Actor in a miniseries or TV movie?
The interesting one, because the usual suspect isn't here.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting lineup. We have Ben Foster for The Survivor, Andrew Garfield for Under the Banner of Heaven, Samuel Jackson for The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, Daniel Radcliffe for Weird, Sebastian Stan for Payment Tommy, and Ben Whishaw for This Is Going to Hurt. The Survivor actually has a review on this channel, believe it or not. I actually saw it. And he's definitely a strong choice. I could honestly see it being Samuel L. Jackson just based on general love. Or it could be, you know, Garfield and Stan because they've been in the season already. I actually said Daniel Radcliffe.
I will not die on the hill alone. Ashley, what'd you go with?
Nobody's dying on this hill alone. I went with Radcliffe as well.
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
We stand together. We all
You
take
know.
guitar shots.
I might as well mention it here. That previous supporting actress nomination is the only recognition that Dharma gets in this list. It is not nominated anywhere else in this list.
Yeah, the best miniseries nominations are really weird.
Yeah, we'll get to them, but yeah, this is where I thought was like, well, this is going to be in. And it was only when I came to actually doing the predicting, I'm like, oh, where's his name? His name isn't here. Has something gone wrong?
Well, here's the weird thing, and I don't want to throw that out as a joke. It seemed like the bloom was falling off the rose of Pam and Tommy. It seemed like it was a critic's darling right when it first came out, and now everybody's just like, well, now awards season, we're not going to let it get anything.
It always maybe it's how I feel about Craig Gillespie as a filmmaker, but it just always looked like bullshit to me.
I'm trying to remember. Did Hulu make the mistake of actually releasing it weekly?
I don't know. People want to get their trash in one.
They put the first. Okay, they're doing exactly what Peacock are doing with that Rian Johnson thing. They put the first 3 or 4 episodes up, and then they did it weekly from there on. What also didn't help is at the time there was a lot of criticism, at least from Pamela's side, that a lot of this thing was actually inaccurate because it's taken from a book that's got no actual story of the official word of the story from Pam or Tommy's side. It's basically it's the story of the guy that found the tape, basically.
Oh, you mean like those Fox specials on like the Brady Bunch that have absolutely nothing to do with anything, and they're like, "There's none of this that is true. This is all hearsay, but we're gonna make a movie anyway."
Sounds about right.
They all did it together at all times, and I was like, then some of that happened, but not everything.
Yeah, it's funny you say that too, because I did think like the only reason I'd want to watch Pam and Tommy is because I am interested in Seth Rogen's performance, but that's about it.
Ryan's butthurt. There's no Chip and Dale here.
Oh, but now that Craig Gillespie's been brought up, another shout out to Paul Walter Hauser for making Craig Gillespie movies tolerable.
God dang it!
He's the only
you're
bit
basically
that I
turning
remember
this
from Richard
Allen
Jewell.
segment with the thank yous, the thank you notes.
He's the only bit I remember from Richard Jewell. Because I
given
swear
that
he put it
given
into
that
his
he
contract.
is Richard Jewell, that's probably a good thing.
No, but like I swear he put it like into his contract was, can I have a scene where Richard is watching? It was either Nitro or Raw because he felt like that's what he might have been watching in '96.
Dude, Shane Stant, I'll never forget that. Say what you want about I, Tonya, AJ. I followed that real story to like from the beginning to the end, and the fact that he was a part of it and he did such a great job in his role in the movie, even though you hate the movie, I still thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I specifically because when I, Tonya came out, I didn't know who he was. And he was so convincing. I was like, I feel like they just hired the real life person to just play themselves.
I don't remember if Shane Stant talked about Hauser's performance or not, but I don't think he would be upset with it. unless he's just down on the movie altogether just because of the circumstance. Best movie made for TV.
All right, we've got Fresh, Prey, Ray Donovan, The Survivor, 3 Months, and Weird. I would almost say Weird, but I've pretty easily picked Prey.
Ashley.
I want to say Weird, but you know, the fact that Prey is the only one that actually got a theatrical release over here.
You got one here too.
Oh right. Then what the fuck is it doing in TV movie?
See, that's what confuses me is because I know Prey is a theatrical movie.
Yeah.
Did it come out near you? Because I don't think it got. I didn't think it got one.
It totally got a theatrical release because I totally bypassed it because it didn't look like it mattered. I remember seeing trailers for it on movies, and then I remember it out for a short amount of time, and then it just left and it was gone without a trace. So So the fact that this is a television movie blows my mind because I feel like it should be disqualified because it got a theatrical run. That being said, I'm going with Weird.
Oh yeah. Also worth noting, how I was like, oh, The Survivor has a review on this channel, haha. Prey has 2 reviews on this channel because I tackled it when it came out, and then we did the Predator franchise video in October. All right, so this very weird lineup for miniseries that has none of the major contenders in it. Or like a couple, I guess.
I literally know the existence of 3 of these.
And I probably dropped the ball on this, but I mean, this category is so weird anyway. You know, fuck it. The lineup is The Dropout, Gaslit, The Girl from Plainville, The Offer, Pam and Tommy, Station 11, This Is Going to Hurt, and Under the Banner of Heaven. I suppose you could do the math. You can add up, what has the most nominations? Which ones do they seem to go for the most? I feel like it's going to be more random than that.
Okay.
The lineup's random anyway. So I just said The Offer.
All right. Ashley.
I went with The Dropout because there's actually a pretty good sort of ensemble cast there that is getting recognition. I should be biased and go with the British one, but I don't think it really got enough international attention.
I'm also going with The Dropout.
Yeah, that was like if I was gonna change my answer last minute, that's what I would have done. But it's that case of once I've got them written down, it's best not to go back in fear of hating yourself later.
Yeah.
So
plus, to be fair, that also has a pretty big name cast. It just sort of really Dropout got a lot of attention on it before it came out. The Offer, like the trailer showed up like it felt like 2 weeks before the thing came out, which was weird scheduling. And of course, the first couple of episodes were directed by Dexter Fletcher as well.
All right, are we going to the comedy categories?
That's what it appears to be.
All right. For supporting actress in a comedy series, we have Paulina Alexis from Reservation Dogs, Ayo Edebiri for The Bear, Marcia Gay Harden for Uncoupled, Janelle James for Abbott Elementary, Annie Potts for Young Sheldon, and Sheryl Lee Ralph for Abbott Elementary. I'm saying Sheryl Lee Ralph pretty easily.
Okay.
I suppose it could be somebody else, but it seems easy.
Yeah, I went with Ralph as well. I am trying to work out what's going on here though, because this could be one where I feel like this is one where we might see a tie, and then the irony is it's both the Abbott Elementaries.
So I made a lot of errors at Globes that I'm going to write tonight. and I went, spoiler alert, I went all in on two different things, one comedy, one drama. So, yes, I concur. 3 for 3, Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Oh God. Supporting actor in a comedy series.
Mm-hmm.
We have Brandon Scott Jones for Ghost, Leslie Jordan for Call Me Kat, James Marsden for Dead to Me, Chris Perfetti, and Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary, and Henry Winkler for Barry. I kind of bounced around this category like a pinball machine. Because naturally, the Globes have Tyler James Williams in my head now. I always feel like Henry Winkler is a possibility. Like I said, Barry had a very, very, very strong season, and I hate that the awards bodies are not really mirroring that very well.
Right.
Still don't know what the hell who Sarah Goldberg fucked over, but all right. So the question here is, could they go Henry Winkler? Could they go Tyler James Williams? Or are they going to go posthumous with Leslie Jordan, who was very beloved? My initial plan was to only pick one of the 3 posthumous nominees throughout us doing this.
Oh, okay.
Which would have been just Norm. But for a reason I'm not quite sure of, I went ahead and said Leslie Jordan.
All right. Ashley.
Just by the way that AJ talked about that subplot description in why he got the Globe, I'm going with Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary.
As I just alluded to, and I will continue to do so throughout, Tyler James Williams.
Tyler James Williams angrily gardening is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Are we ready for actress in a comedy series?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
Okay. We have Christina Applegate for Dead to Me, Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Cuoco for The Flight Attendant, Renee Elise Goldsberry for Girls 5 Eva, Devery Jacobs for Reservation Dogs, and Jean Smart for Hacks. Okay, so Quinta Brunson's the obvious choice, right?
You'd think so.
As showrunner.
Are we possibly looking at sympathy votes for Christina Applegate?
No idea what you're talking about.
I hope that's not as soulless as it sounds. It's just a question.
I shoot have no idea what you're talking about, so this is lost me.
The what is it? Is it MS? I think. What some of her had, where she's basically retiring now. I think.
Oh, was not aware.
Where she had where she got the star on the Walk of Fame and gave the speech, and I think basically announced her retirement, didn't she? I don't know.
Thought they were doing one more season of Deb to Me, so that's.
But regardless, I said Quinta Brunson still. And like we said, Jean Smart, I feel like is always a possibility. But yeah, I'm saying Quinta Brunson.
Ashley.
Yeah, I stuck with Quinta as well because she shuts a positive light, and let the good news keep coming to her. Given that she said that they've already commissioned a 3rd season.
I don't think I need to say it because I already have. 3 for 3.
All right. I feel like I'm taking a bit of a gamble with actor in a comedy series.
I'm not, because I don't want to get stuck again.
I'm not sure how slow I have to speak because I'm not sure where Ashley is. So
we'll get there, and he'll bring his giant bottle of whatever liquid in a minute.
We've got Matt Berry for What We Do in the Shadows, Bill Hader for Barry, Keegan-Michael Key for Reboot, Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building, Jeremy Allen White for The Bear, and DeFaro Wunatai for Reservation Dogs. So I was really happy about my correct prediction of White at the Globes.
Okay.
But but that I was able to narrow down easily because I said they didn't go very hard for Barry or Atlanta, and it was hard to imagine them picking one over the other for Steve Martin and Martin Short. But now, Donald Glover's not here, and Steve Martin's by himself. So it could always be the dude from Reservation Dogs, and it could be Jeremy Allen White again pretty easily. But I'm gonna throw a bone here to my personal pick, just to see what happens. So, because he had such a strong run and he deserves more, I'm gonna say Bill Hader, even though I'm gonna say it with confidence. Because once again, if there was enough time between the Globes and Critics' Choice for the Critics' Choice to say, "Oh, we're just gonna say what the Globes said," I would easily say Jeremy Allen White. But I'm not entirely sure Critics' Choice would go the same route. So I'm just gonna say Hader and see what happens.
What do you got, Ashley?
I just went with Matt Berry because I like his humor. Because I don't know whether I think the Critics' Choice have been very sort of like not give it to Barry previously.
Given the circumstance, and given what I will get to experience in a few months, I probably should have went Steve Martin here. But my first thought process went to Jeremy Allen White, and I might as well keep the first thing you think of because that's the answer you should go with. If you second guess yourself, that's how you lose. Best comedy series.
Wait, what was that?
All right.
Which one?
What was that?
Which one was your pick, Owen? Hader?
No.
You said Jeremy Allen White, didn't you?
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So I was doing my research on Barry. I didn't realise that it was only series 3 of Barry. Ted Lasso only probably won because Barry didn't have a series.
All right. For comedy series, we have Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Better Things, Ghost, Hacks, Reboot, Reservation Dogs. Like I said, I love Abbott Elementary, but it is very weird to me to imagine just think about the fact that something is going to beat this season of Barry, because the season of Barry was another fucking level. But I still love them, so I'm going to say Abbott Elementary.
Ashley.
Yeah, I'm going with Abbott Elementary as well.
Well, I alluded to it earlier, so yeah, it continues. Abbott Elementary. Drawing
Right.
time.
So, as Owen alluded to, this is a different voting body.
Yes, it is.
These people might be a bit more prone to fan bases potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So normally I would try to stay away from this, but I pretty much went all in on one show. One show that has not done very well awards-wise up to this point, which is why I think Critics' Choice is going to say, all right, let's open the floodgates on this show now.
Yep, that's exactly the truth.
So, for supporting actress in a drama series, we have Millie Allen for House of the Dragon, Carol Burnett for Better Call Saul, Jennifer Coolidge for The White Lotus, Julia Garner for Ozark, Audra McDonald for The Good Fight, and Ray Seahorn for Better Call Saul. Coolidge and Garner both seem like they would be huge possibilities, especially Coolidge. But with all the acclaim she's gotten and no other awards to really show for it, I have a hard time imagining Critics' Choice won't take this opportunity to pounce on Ray Seahorn. So I'm going to say her.
All right. Ashley.
I'm sticking a little obvious here and going with Coolidge. Because it's not like they can do it for season 3, and I can't remember whether she won last year. Then again, it probably wasn't.
I'd say probably. Though she would have been in miniseries back then.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Critics' Choice are like, no, it's a drama series. It's not a mini-series. Shut up, Mike White.
She's an icon. She's loved by critics and fans alike. And the fact that she has an opportunity in 2023 to win an award is not lost on me. And I truly believe it's something that's extremely deserved. Only answer, Carol Burnett.
You say after you bashed Ryan Murphy's speech at the Globes.
Hey, I'm a TV guy above anything else. And I don't think of Ryan Murphy when I think Carol Burnett. I think old school.
I'm starting to second guess what I did here in supporting actor for a drama series. But let's go. Let's run with it.
I think I know where we're going.
We've got Andre Brower for The Good Fight, Ismael Cruz Cordova for Rings of Power, Michael Emerson for Evil, Giancarlo Esposito for Better Call Saul, John Lithgow for The Old Man, and Matt Smith for House of the Dragon. I'm foresee. Do we really have? We don't really have a precursor for like any of these people as far as like coming in from like the Emmys or the Globes or anything like that, to my understanding.
Yeah, I think, was Lithgow nominated for supporting?
Lithgow is the only name I've seen listed anywhere when it comes to this list.
Yeah, because Lithgow was the name I first went to. Then I did my pick. Now there's the other person I'm thinking of right now. Even though I'm sticking with my pick and not changing it, my pick is that the love for Better Call Saul will continue with Giancarlo Esposito. That said, looking at the nominee list again, I kind of started looking at Matt Smith, thinking that's a total possibility. But I've already said Giancarlo Esposito, so I'm sticking with that.
Ashley?
Better Call Gus. So yeah, Better Call Gus. Esposito for me as well.
Esposito.
All right.
Makes it easier when we go with the same thing.
All right, actress in a drama series. We have Christine Baranski for The Good Fight, Sharon Horgan for Bad Sisters, Laura Linney for Ozark, Mandy Moore for This Is Us, Kelly Riley for Yellowstone, and Zendaya for Euphoria. Could possibly be Laura Linney. That's really the only other person I considered before I said Zendaya.
She's Michi.
What do you got, Ashley?
Yeah, I went with Linney again. Because otherwise, Ozark's not winning anything.
Well, Ozark's not winning anything because I'm going to go with my heart again, and Zendaya is definitely my answer. Even though I have to go against Mandy Moore, and I freaking hate it. It's like my heart from the past and the present can collide. I don't like it.
I can't say anything sincerely because I haven't watched it yet. But where the hell is Bateman this season? Oh wait, he made SAG, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Okay. So we got something. Okay, for actor in a drama series, we have Jeff Bridges for The Old Man, Sterling K. Brown for This Is Us, Diego Luna for Andor, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Adam Scott for Severance, and Anthony Starr for The Boys. I actually really considered Starr because I know a lot of people want that to happen. But as we alluded to and continue to, somebody is not going to let Bob Odenkirk go home empty-handed. This is your chance, Critics' Choice. If anybody's going to do it, I suppose by process of elimination, it might be you.
Ashley, do you concur?
Yeah, because having only, well, he won it for 2015 and 2016, which I guess would have been seasons 1 and 2. But the fact that nothing between then and now, and with how strong that last season was, considering how we're used to last season's being shit. Thanks, Game of Thrones. Yes. Bob Odenkirk.
Proud to say I never watched a season of that overrated garbage. Yeah, Mr. Show.
Okay, so I would say there's a possibility we've been underestimating Severance, but Severance is surprisingly absent in the supporting categories, which is interesting.
Okay.
So the drama series lineup is Andor, Bad Sisters, Better Call Saul, The Crown, Euphoria, The Good Fight, House of the Dragon, Severance, and Yellowstone. I would say Better Call Saul's biggest competition is Severance. I would think. So, yeah, I was already going to say Better Call Saul anyway, but that just kind of solidifies that.
Ashley, we going 3 for 3?
Yeah, I'd say, you know, again, I'm just going to quickly double check while you also say Better Call Saul, but I'm trying to work out when the last time, whether it's won before as well. I'm guessing it probably would have done for the early seasons.
My God, the
I
TV.
remember, I think it was the first season Banks won, but I don't remember if it won anything else.
None. 2015 was Mr. Rowe. No, yeah, 2015 was The Americans, which wasn't even nominated. 2016, the second one that they did. What the hell? Because they did. Oh, right, they did it in December rather than do it for 2017. It lost to Game of Thrones. Wasn't nominated in 2018. Lost to The Americans in 2019. I can't remember if they had a season in 2020. Lost to The Crown in 2021. Wasn't eligible or whatever last year, so this is the only time to give it. So, fuck yes! Do it, you cowards!
Let's hope they're paying attention. Real quick before we jump into television, out of television and into the 2 awards before we go into movies. Jody says Abbott Elementary all the way, baby. Mom and I love that show. Brian did confirm it was MS for Christine Applegate. Josie says, please give it to Seahorn. Seahorn and Condon both won at Critics' Choice. 2 Better Call Saul series would have awards that night. I think it's going to be a good night to be connected to that show. We'll get there.
I say it might seem like overkill to say it's going to go 4 out of 5 as far as categories in the drama section, because it's the one it would miss is the only one it's not nominated in. But I could see it.
Or let's hope it's a tie between Rhea and Burnett, so it actually goes 5 for 5.
Stop with the tie thing. That should be illegal. Anyway, speaking of illegal, we got the See Her award going to Janelle Monáe.
Which is good.
Ironic, given how bizarrely absent she is from the award season.
So far. Things happen on nominations morning, you know that.
BAFTA's got to help her out.
I think we should be okay. And even if not, I still think that there's a possibility. And the Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun thing to listen to. I won't mute that.
So it's also going to be nice. It's going to be kind of profound seeing a Lifetime Achievement speech from somebody we almost lost.
And it's great timing for Jeff Bridges, too, because just got announced that Tron is opening finally at Magic Kingdom after what seemed like forever in April. So, the same ride you can currently ride in Shanghai right now, you finally will be able to be riding in the States. But hopefully, I'll be on for the next 2 months. Cannot wait. Add that credit to my list. Brian says, oh yeah, Critics' Choice love their ties. That needs to not be a thing.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I mean, We could try to predict ties if we wanted to, but
That's like playing roulette and trying to be like, I predict
yeah,
14.
yeah, because if you get it right, but it's also not a tie, then that's kind of bullshit. So
I'm trying to remember if it happened. No. Last year had 0 ties.
Yeah, this year won't either. Let's move on.
I guess our first movie category is foreign.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get to movies. It's all these stupid TV categories, which is gonna be in the bottom of my list. Yes, best foreign language film.
We've got All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985, Bardo, Close, Decision to Leave, and RRR. They went really hard in general on RRR, and I think people are still baffled about India not choosing it for Oscar consideration, etc. All the many reasons they would give it to RRR, so that's what I'm saying.
What do you got, Ashley?
I went with that. I could easily see Decision to Leave because that was another one that got very critically lauded more so than the others to some extent. But I think it's like America's just woken up to Bollywood. It's taken God knows how many decades.
There's 9 million movies out in my area with subtitles and titles I've never heard of before that don't mean anything to me, but they do sell out business and will continue to do so. And if I knew of the existence of RRR being the Walrus movie being something I'd have to worry about, I would have went and watched it. But that being said, I'm not going with that. I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front.
You're preempting what I'm gonna sound like when we do the Oscar nomination predictions.
Because I'm thinking this is going to be the last time that movie gets any mention, which is the opposite of what you're going to say. And I know that.
Yeah, this is not the last time I feel like we're going to be saying All Quiet on the Western Front's name.
You're going to plan on doing a versus, maybe.
Possibly. All right. This next category
Sucks.
This next category is such a pain in the ass because it's like the one time Critics' Choice has a mind of their own.
Yep.
Usually. Okay. Best comedy? We have The Banshees of Inisherin, Bros, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Glass Onion, Triangle of Sadness, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Okay, so 3 things here are in their picture lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually have a tendency to go outside of their picture lineup and pick something based solely on, just being an average comedy. Which, for starters, immediately makes me think Banshees is not in this.
Nope.
And so the question, though, is that usually it's like there's one front runner that's in comedy, but they don't go for it. They go for something else a bit more comedic and more traditionally comedy. But there's fucking 3 here that are in the picture lineup that could easily be said. And I was really trying to sort of, I don't know, but I was continuing to go outside of they won't pick one of their picture nominees, even though there's 3 and that is much more highly likely. What I'm trying to tell you is that I feel like I should have said Glass Onion. And I didn't. I said Triangle of Sadness.
Ugh. All right. Sure.
This category always breaks my brain.
That's
Even
fair.
though I feel like I was very proud of calling Palm Springs when that happened.
Yes, that's the reason I tried to go something a little bit more out there.
And I hope to fucking God they don't show any clips.
No, you better hope they show the beginning or the end. As long as they don't show the middle, you're fine. Ashley.
I was going to say Everything Everywhere All at Once, but then I wondered whether that was too sort of dramery, because they haven't really gone sort of dramery since maybe Big Short, and that was like nearly a decade ago. So I'm going for the other thing that every critic seemed to like, and that's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah.
Just so if they do show the clip, show the Paddington bit. That was like...
That's a fun movie.
I could totally see them picking that.
Ash, is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Let's break it down. The Nick Cage movie wasn't a good idea. Certainly, definitely is a real comedy. Triangle of Sadness is, well, the title's not an oxymoron. That's for sure. Then they have the most overrated movie of the year, which is not funny, but everybody else seems to enjoy it. I've heard good things about Bros, and I can honestly see them going for something like that. Really out there. I love Banshees. It is hilarious in its dark way. And I felt weird being the only, not really weird, but I felt justified being the only person laughing in the theater when everybody else was like, I was like, there's moments, they're fun. But I got to be honest with myself. I'm going with the right answer and the answer that makes the most sense. The best comedy is Glass Onion.
This is a case where even though they don't typically go for something that's like a front runner, it really could be any of them.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of, what's that?
Animated.
Yeah, speaking of a thing that has multiple options, for animated we have Pinocchio, Marcel, Puss in Boots, Turning Red, and Wendell and Wild. Well, all but Turning Red are the names of the characters in the titles.
Dang, that's actually true.
This could really easily be Marcel.
I would have a problem with that.
Love for Puss in Boots keeps getting bigger. Especially, I think it's got its digital release now, so a lot of people are seeing it more. But I'm gonna stick with I feel like a Pinocchio sort of sweep looks about right now. So that's what I'm saying.
Ashley.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Pinocchio as well. I think that's the most likely, because I'm sort of wondering why Wendell and Wild's in here, because generally I did, that was positive, but not like overwhelmingly positive, whereas the other four actually were, which is a shame, because Turning Red probably should be more in the picture.
Yeah, for a collaboration of Henry Selick and Peele, Wendell and Wild's very underwhelming, unfortunately.
Yeah. Also, remember, Del Toro is Geppetto, just in general.
Still complain about the lack of the bad guys being in here. Oscar Sunday, right or wrong, please. God, BAFTA for that matter.
See, that's why.
Right or wrong.
That's why, peek behind the curtain, Owen was adamant that we needed to do BAFTA nominations because he thought the ceremony was next week, misreading his stuff.
Yeah.
I swear the only reason you were saying that because you wanted to say the bad guys. Because annoyingly, it looks like it is going to be the only place, despite the fact it is actually pretty good.
It's actually great. And it's probably the best animated movie I've seen this year. But since everything is freaking streaming, I haven't seen any other animated movies that I would justify putting in here. I've seen Sonic and the League of Super Pets.
Christ.
Yeah, we've really championed the bad guys,
Big time.
but I can confirm for you the best animated movie of the year. The best animated movie of the year is actually Pinocchio.
Well, if it ever would come to a theater, then I'd be able to tell you what I think of it.
It's also funny how we've talked so much about the BAFTA shortlist that it feels like the BAFTA nominations are already out when they're not.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, that might be why I thought Thursday was going to be the actual ceremony, and I was like, we don't have nominations, do we?
Yeah, because we keep saying, oh, this person made BAFTA, and oh, this person didn't make BAFTA, and it's like it still remains to be seen. But
it's like the issue when they put out the shortlist for the Oscars. They just put out like those 9 sort of like smaller categories. They don't do it for like cinematography or
production design or costume design
or you know, that sort of stuff. They're sort of left vague. Whereas BAFTA is like, no, here's the 10 you have to choose from.
Wow, predictions would be so much easier if it was multiple choice.
Yeah, a lot less stressful.
All right, are we ready for tech categories?
I'm guessing, Owen, you're saying
gosh.
Pinocchio.
Before we get to the Born Awards, and that joke never gets old. Couple pieces of trivia and questions. Josie asked if anybody's seen Rancho Deluxe.
Forever ago. I remember it being really good, but I don't think I could tell you one detail about it. It's been that long. I was probably 14 or something, and I haven't seen it since. But it's kind of obscure nowadays. I got it from the video store, and that's the only time I've ever really had access to it, I think. Unless it's streaming somewhere, which I don't know.
Thoughts on Starman?
I love Starman. Starman's got a video on this channel, but it's another one where it's like, I probably didn't do it justice, if I had to guess.
Yeah, underrated.
A very inspired Oscar nomination for him, too.
Brian mentioned not going with it, but I want to say Bardo. Josie asked, have you ever seen the original All Quiet?
The what?
The original All Quiet on the Western Front.
I've seen the 1930 movie. I haven't seen the TV movie with Richard Thomas yet.
Lots of YouTubers bemoan the box office bombing of Bros. Very PC, giving it best comedy. When I watched Glass Onion with my aunt and uncle, my uncle had phone problems. My aunt was getting frustrated, trying to fix his phone. Brian says, I'm finally going to consider taking Pinocchio out of picture. Josie says, I put the Bad Guys books away at the library a lot. Would you put Bad Guys in your personal adapted screenplay lineup? Josie, I've got my my personal lineups, which I am not going to reveal quite yet.
I don't think I knew they were books.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's adapted.
No, there's not enough room for it. Like to have put it in there. It was one of my last cuts, actually, Josie.
He could have made it in WGA.
It still might,
because you know Sonic and Black Adam could be. Everything else that you'd expect at the Oscars wasn't.
Yeah, I don't have it in my lineup. It was one of my last cuts. Rancho Deluxe is the movie Jeff Bridges met his wife. Nice.
Just to clarify, Owen, because I think I got distracted about the BAFTA Bad Guys thing. Are you going with Pinocchio as well?
Yeah, of course. And when the Oscar lineup comes out, when Oscar nominations morning, film bookers. I don't care if it's AMC, Regal, Cinemark. Give me a week just so I can watch Pinocchio. Please. I've heard great things about this movie. I want to see it. Alan, you could watch it today. I don't care. Movies are meant to be seen in the theater. I hate James Cameron, but I'll say right now what he said on, I think it was Deadline Hollywood, on basically saying we've sat down long enough. We want to go to the theaters and watch movies. I'm paraphrasing, but basically we're in the same boat where movies are meant to be seen in a theater. And that's why I'm very fortunate for the Best Picture marathons. But I wish that Hollywood would give us theatrical marathons of all of the categories instead of just a couple here and there. I'm very fortunate for the shorts. I get very lucky every year with those. And even the ones they throw us as a bone as like the bonus ones that are not nominated or in contention at all. But I want to watch the animated movies, just I can't, and it sucks. Because again, from what I heard, I would have loved Turning Red too. And I can't watch it. I have an AMC literally at Disney Springs. They did not give me a theatrical way to watch these movies, and it makes me sad. I down off my soapbox now. Let's do Born Awards.
Well, this one's easy. Visual effects. We have Avatar and everything else.
The rest being.
Yeah, the others being Batman, Black Panther, Everything Everywhere All at Once, RRR, and Top Gun. Yes. If that's not Avatar, I will do something drastic on camera, like that's embarrassing or whatever. I'll do the Bill Nye in Love Actually if Avatar loses visual effects.
Ashley.
Through gritted teeth, Avatar. But then again, that's the only thing it's got going for it.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't deserve it. It shouldn't win. And I am doing everything in my power to will into existence the fact that the deserving winner of Best Visual Effects is the Batman.
Do you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm going with Batman.
Just out of protest?
No, I'm going with Batman.
Yeah.
It was either going to be Batman or Top Gun, and I'm going with Batman.
I mean, Top Gun's not out of the question, actually.
Neither is Batman.
I'd say Top Gun is more likely because, of course, I'm guessing special visual effects include stunt work, which means everything that happened with the planes.
That's where the Batman
And
comes
probably
in.
the fact that Tom Cruise did like every single bit of it. Yeah, where's the extra? I'll pretend to be that extra. We have 16 planes. I will be all 16 planes at the same time because I'm Tom Cruise.
Yep. Going with Batman.
Well, I wish you luck, sir.
Well,
speaking of, okay. Speaking of, the next category is makeup. So, for hair and makeup, we have Babylon, the Batman, Black Panther, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Whale. I'm assuming we're down to Fat Brendan Fraser or Colin Farrell's Penguin.
That's what it sounds like.
Fat Farrell or Fat Fraser?
I guess Elvis can't be ruled out either.
Nope.
Thanks.
Fat. Oh, I was thinking Butler actually, but
Tom Hanks.
I said, what the hell did I even say? I said The Whale. But while I feel like Elvis isn't out of the running, I feel like it's pretty narrowed down to The Whale or the Batman. Which sounds like its own movie. The Whale and the Batman.
Yeah. Ashley, what the movie are you going with?
I'm just about going to edge it to Batman because there's a lot more makeup and hair to do. And you have the signature prosthetic, look how incredible that that prosthetic makeup is. Whereas you don't have very much other hair and makeup, to make each character look iconic. So I think Batman just about gets the edge.
Well, I hate how they put them together. Because when they put them together, things that should win for makeup shouldn't win for hair and vice versa. Technically speaking, AJ's right. Fraser's got both hair and makeup locked down. And a lot of me wanted to say Elvis here for Colonel Tomhausen, of course. Heck, part of me wanted to say Babylon here for all the things that they do with costumes and the looks of everyone, especially in the crazy party scenes.
And Tobey Maguire.
Oh my God, Tobey Maguire. But once again, have Batarang World Travel. The Batman. Mark my word, no matter what category it is, the Batman will be an Oscar-nominated movie by the time that the 24th rolls around.
Yeah, for makeup.
I don't care. I didn't say what category. It will happen.
Well, it's interesting we're on this topic because we do have the music categories next.
This is a confusing category.
Yeah, once again, I gotta remember what I even said. Okay, here it is. Okay, I have them reversed on how I wrote them, so I'm confused. Song is first, I guess. Where we have Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing, Ciao Papa for Pinocchio, Hold My Hand from Top Gun, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Nadu Nadu from RRR, and New Body Rumba from White Noise. Once again, they really went all in on it here, pretty much. So I am saying RRR has a repeat performance from the Globes.
So, Ashley, how is the LCD Sound System song now you've seen White Noise?
I don't have Netflix.
That's not an Ashley question. That was an AJ question.
I am so not into it. I have not finished White Noise yet.
Oh.
It's
So
a very...
It's an end credits song. You haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, I do believe I heard there is a dance sequence during the end credits, and that's where it is. So it's still like a scene.
Oh, okay.
But I have not gotten there yet. It's... Yeah, we'll talk about White Noise someday.
Ashley, you going with the Walrus song?
Yeah, because... Hey, it's RRR. It's the problem.
Nope. Ain't going SeaWorld this time. I'm going higher in the air. I'm going with Gaga.
That was my other one I was thinking as well. It was sort of between those two. Maybe, possibly Rihanna.
Just as long as Rihanna doesn't win, I do not care.
I just don't want to see Where the Crawdads Sing any award winner other than maybe
I'd rather
Razzie.
Taylor win than Rihanna any day.
What if Taylor
and
Swift
you can
gets
call
a
that
Razzie
bias
for getting...
against Black Panther, and in some ways maybe, but I don't like Rihanna at all.
I'm trying to work out now.
Her to win either.
Can we live in a world where Taylor Swift gets a Razzie for being run over in Amsterdam?
God, that scene comes out of nowhere too. Holy crap! There was a guy in my showing of Amsterdam that literally yelled out "Holy S" when I did that. When that happened, I'm like,
you had enough people in your showing of Amsterdam that you heard another person.
Swifties, good sir.
Yeah. I think there was 2 rows up from me. There was one dude, and we were the only ones there.
That's like all the Harry Styles fans in the movie. When I watched the other film.
Sadly, one dude sitting 2 rows up from me is also how I saw The Fabelmans. which is
Oh,
really
dude, I've had two really greatly packed showings with Fablemans, and I was very happy with that.
yeah, that's sad, but that's the state of the world. Are we ready for the other song or the music category?
Let's.
if we lived in a world where My Policeman had a bigger theatrical release in America, somebody would have seen Harry Styles' first line in My Policeman, said "Holy shit" and just walked out.
I don't know the context of that, so now you piqued my interest.
It still just blows my mind of the 8 people that I watch some of those shorts with these last couple years, and watching their reactions to things that I knew were going to happen that they didn't. It's very interesting to watch someone react to something that you know what's coming, but they don't. And when it happens, it's great watching their reaction.
It'll be interesting to see people's reaction to the boy, the fox, the mole, and the horse, or whatever it is. 'Cause I'm damn sure that's showing up.
Shoot, no idea what you're talking about. Best score.
For score, we have Pinocchio, The Batman, Tar, Women Talking, Babylon, and The Fablemans.
Okay.
Hurwitz is always a possibility, and Williams is always a possibility. Once again, we're dealing with a different voting body, one that might be going a bit more mainstream. When the Oscar shortlists came out, there were a lot of Oscar shortlists for a lot of different categories. There was only one thing people were throwing holy shit fits about. and I agree. Like, it's really weird that this snub happened, and this snub is so high profile. I feel like not just to right a wrong, but out of sheer anger, Critics' Choice will go with The Batman here. That's what I'm saying.
Ashley, what do you got?
I'm going with John Williams because it's the only ones he wins, and it will just be one of those. Also presented tonight with no video because they don't ever do that. They just say, "Here's the winner" because you're not an actor.
Yeah.
Batman goes 3 for 3.
All right. Production design.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm just taking a stab on this one. I don't really have a layout or elaboration or much of anything. We have Black Panther, The Fablemans, Avatar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, and Babylon. I said Avatar. The thing about Avatar and its tech categories is like distinguishing where they are, because you'd think pretty much everything in Avatar just counts under visual effects and nothing else. But obviously it's a bit more nuanced than that. I could not tell you the differences, like where cinematography is, where production design is, where visual effects are, and how they differ, but I don't know. But I'm saying Avatar here.
Ashley.
If solely for the fact that so much of the film is just actually done in the same office block, but you don't know it's the same office block, this might be where Everything Everywhere might actually get some credit.
Yeah, I could see that.
For doing production design on an extremely limited scale, but making it sort of look like it isn't.
You guys go
Avatar doesn't win, I don't care.
So you guys go with movies I hate. I'm not going with the movie I hate. I'm going with the movie I love. I'm going with Elvis here.
All right. That's not unreasonable.
I thought about Babylon. It was down to Elvis and Babylon for me.
Yeah, Babylon comes up because like all the different movie within the movie sets.
Yeah.
I still I like Babylon. I don't love it.
I know.
but I often think about that shot where we see the war colliding and it pans over and the orchestra's there.
So cool. Oh, we might be getting to that sooner rather than later. Best costume design.
This one also is just a wild stab. We have Black Panther, Glass Onion, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, The Woman King, and Babylon. I love that it's very inspired the Glass Onions here.
I agree.
Though somebody recently brought it to my attention that Daniel Craig's bathing suit looks like the bananas and pajamas, and now I can't unsee it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So Black Panther has a good track record in this category, but I swerved in another direction and I said The Woman King.
Okay. Ashley.
I also went with Woman King. I think the getting a pretty bang on sort of accurate depiction of like this traditional dress worn is actually more significant than even the traditional dress that you're seeing from Black Panther and whatever, and the razzmatazz of sort of the other. I mean, Everything Everywhere isn't razzmatazz. I guess the other three sort of are, because it plays sort of into the showbiz stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to sort of, I hope that they give credit to just some of the subtle stuff as well. But considering this is critics, this could literally go to probably anything but Everything Everywhere, unless critics are actually paying attention. And if they just blindly go, oh, Everything Everywhere, Everything Everywhere, which I hope they don't.
Well, there one place I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once could be in contention here is the costumes in like the Everything Bagel universe.
Yeah.
Where everything's white.
Well, all the various costumes that even Stephanie's character has throughout the thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they went wild on her character, so that would make sense too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I blacked out for a second there. Sorry, I got bored to death. You know, it's funny you both went with Woman King, because I can't say it was my first choice, but it was my second guessing myself choice. And if we live in a world where the Woman King wins something, I'm totally down with that. I went on record saying Woman King is how I felt where people were trying to tell me to feel about Black Panther. Everyone knows my opinion on that movie. I think The Woman King did it better, and I will continue to say that, and I don't care. At the end of the day, I really enjoyed that movie. But costumes, first off, I think superhero movies should be disqualified anyway, because that's all they are is costumes. So I feel like there's really not much to it. Glass Onion is very inspired, and I like that idea.
You lost me.
That's fine. You put me to sleep earlier, so we're even.
Comic book movies should be disqualified because they're all costumes. Every movie is all costumes.
No, the superhero genre itself are wearing superhero costumes. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to like some rando on the street.
If that's the case, you would also want to disqualify movies that are about making clothes, like Phantom Thread.
Forget what I said. Basically, I'm just sick and tired of some of these movies getting accolades. It's bullcrap. At the end of the day, I'm going with Babylon.
Okay.
And Josie's going with Pearl. That's her personal pick.
Nice.
I like that idea. I wish Pearl got more love. I wish Ek got more love. We don't live in that world. Best editing.
editing, this is difficult because a lot of these movies are, because usually we say these people, whether it be Critics' Choice or the Oscars or really anybody, it seems like it's less about best editing and more most editing.
I don't know what's considered editing, honestly, so I'm a horrible judge of this category.
A lot of these would go under most editing. We've got Babylon, Top Gun, Avatar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, and Tar. Babylon, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Elvis definitely have the most editing. Top Gun would definitely be a contender. I would think Top Gun would be like a top contender for the Oscar for editing. But here I'm going to say Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ashley, what do you got?
I decided to go with Babylon because it's the longest. Because
You will not.
Avatar doesn't exist.
Yes, I think Avatar beats it by like 3 minutes as far as
I don't
length.
care. There's about 14 minutes extra of credits compared to Babylon.
No, but by the time the credits are rolling on Babylon, everybody's having a fucking seizure after that last montage.
I was enjoying myself, thank you. Second, the overrated animated comic book, the video game movie ended, I had to get the heck out of there because Mark started to clap. So I'm like, I ain't dealing with this garbage.
Yeah, speaking of Babylon, it is worth noting that Avatar is technically in this category twice.
Anyway.
Owen does not like to mention that Damien Chazelle acknowledged that Avatar is a significant film in his own movie.
I know. I understand. I'm allowed to disagree with people. Ashley, you're not dying on this hill alone. I also went Babylon.
But it is worth
emphasizing. I think people this whole season have been underestimating Babylon and Elvis. And as we get to the very last minute, I feel that both of these movies are seeing a resurgence. I'm talking about outside of stuff like Butler.
Babylon. Elvis is definitely climbing. I wouldn't say the same about Babylon.
I would say Babylon's in the conversation. It's in the lower tier, but I think it's there.
It had a bad day today.
We don't talk about today. Today just happened.
I do want to emphasize as far as editing goes, even though neither one of us said it, Top Gun is also very present here.
I would like that. I have to look at my Oscar predictions to see if it's in there or not. Because I did preemptive Oscar predictions for the entire 23 last month before anything happened, and I'm curious to see what I'm going to have to change.
This could get interesting.
Josie mentioned Costume Designer Guild, Women Talking nominated for Contemporary. Brian says, AJ explained to you about all the other costumes in Black Panther. I don't give a crap. I saw that thing. I don't want to see it again. Yeah, this could get very interesting. We're in cinematography now.
Yeah. We have Avatar, Empire of Light, Tar.
Why is that there?
Because it's Roger Deakins, motherfuckers!
Yeah, I say his name. You can see the name right there.
That's why it's the entire category, just that movie being listed. I will say that it looks beautiful, so I will not doubt it being here for cinematography. But Jesus, that should just be there.
And then we have Tar, The Fablemans, Top Gun, and Babylon. I guess Avatar's a possibility. The first one won the Oscar here. Like I said, I can't really differentiate with movies like Avatar where cinematography and production design start and end and where visual effects takes completely over. No idea, honestly.
I didn't even know Kate Winslet was in the movie until she was promoting it.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody just blends together.
Um, so it's gotten a shitload of the critic awards here, which makes me very happy. And yeah, it's just kind of the one it sticks out the most, I guess. I'm gonna go on those critic ones we've been seeing and say Top Gun.
Ashley.
I'm not dying on that hill alone. Yeah, I went Top Gun Maverick as well.
It was a coin flip, and Top Gun didn't win.
Ooh.
I'm going with Babylon.
All right. I guess that's another thing that shot I was just talking about falls into. So there's that.
It's just I'd like to see somebody that isn't Deakins or Kaminsky or Sangren win. At least Hoffmeister and Miranda are like newer names in this. At
Yeah,
least
I
in
didn't.
terms
I
of
didn't want to
award stuff.
completely. I didn't want to completely rule out Tar, but yeah.
Again, I hate the movie, but it looks great.
Right. What I'm looking at next is the screenplays, but we want to jump ahead probably and do these other acting ones first because we want to do the big eight together, right?
I guess.
All right. So that brings us to ensemble.
Okay.
Good. For ensemble, we have Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Glass Onion, The Woman King, Women Talking.
Hold on. I gotta change the order now.
This is wild because I truly believe with all of my being it could literally be any of them. This was the category I just stared at blankly the most before I made a choice.
That's fair.
Cannot really tell you why I picked the one I picked because they're all equally likely, I think. I said the Fablemans.
Ashley.
Where is it? Ensemble. Where the fuck did I put ensemble? It's somewhere.
I had to search for it too, Ashley.
Oh, there it is. Yes, I also went with Fablemans as well.
Yeah. One of the best films of the year. And the movie that should deservingly win on Oscar Sunday. The Fablemans.
And speaking of best young actor or actress,
Yeah.
a very, very good lineup from what I've seen. I've seen 4 of the 6, but I still feel confident saying it's a very good lineup. We have Frankie Corio for After Sun, Jalen Hall for Till, Gabriel LaBelle for The Fablemans, Bella Ramsey for Catherine Called Birdie, Banks Rapetta for Armageddon Time, and Sadie Sink for The Whale.
Wait a minute. What haven't you seen on this list?
I have no, I'm seeing The Whale next week, and yeah, I'm still behind on Armageddon Time.
It's so good.
I know. I want to try to watch it before the show Sunday. Is what I want to try to
I
do.
thought it was going to be Catherine Called Birdie and After Sun were the 2 that you missed.
No, I saw, like I said, Catherine Called Birdie's the movie I saw twice for a focus group months ago.
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that now, yeah.
And I saw After Sun just very recently, right before we did our last Oscar predictions.
Great too.
I almost instinctively went for Gabriel LaBelle. He's easily who I'm the most passionate about.
He's the right answer.
But then I rethought it and I said Sadie Sink.
Ooh. All right, Ashley.
Would the critics want to go with something that's in the zeitgeist? Which, of course, is problematic right now because Bella's getting a lot of praise right now for her performance as Ellie in the Last of Us thing, which apparently they actually dared to show all 9 episodes to. Then again, if it's based off the video game, they know if the video game's been out for 10 years. This is all bait and switch. I went with Frankie Corio for After Sun.
Nice. Would be extremely deserving, especially since she's the lead of the movie.
Yes, it's sort of her story. So, and we saw how well it did with Belfast last year.
Jalen Hall is awesome. He has a lot to do, but he has a small time to do it, obviously, given the way that the story is played out. A lot of his stuff is being done in flashback form. And his scenes with Daniel Vedweiler is just, some of them are just extremely heartbreaking. He has a lot to do. I love Sadie Sink in The Whale. I really do. Does she deserve it? Does she deserve a supporting actress spot over Hong Chow? Absolutely. But then again, Hong Chow's got a lot of stuff to do because she's the best friend. So that makes sense. It's the best friend versus the daughter. So there's a lot to be said with both performances. I love Armageddon Time. We've talked about it a lot on here. Didn't make my best. It didn't make my list for the year, but only because it got cut at the last minute. But that being said, he's playing Steven Spielberg, and I love these other performances. But if you guys won't go for him, I will. Gabriel LaBelle.
It's also a crime that LaBelle is nowhere near the conversation when there's a wide open spot in actor.
I 100% agree, especially since I was the one that said him first. There's videos that exist on this channel.
Dude, I told you.
Back me up on it.
I told you this with Cooper Hoffman. I don't think they like young male actors. They don't like nominating them.
I got burnt by Cooper Hoffman, but I still went with Gabriel LaBelle for a couple runs, just like I did with Hoffman. So,
all right, now we can do the big eight, I believe.
We are going to Best Adapted Screenplay.
And I'm about to say something, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but I'm like jumping out of my skin in excitement to say it.
Go ahead.
For adapted, we have The Whale, Living, Glass Onion, She Said, Women Talking. It's got a lot of critic wins. Like a lot. But then again, so does its main competitor here.
Right.
I guess you could say both movies have been taking a lot of hits.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm starting to wonder if Glass Onion has competition.
In this category, no.
Obviously, its biggest competitor is Women Talking, easily. It's literally down to the two.
I wouldn't even say that at this point.
Because those Janelle Monáe snubs, and it's SAG Ensemble. Oh, God. Putting Glass Onion in SAG Ensemble should have been such a given.
Yeah.
I know critic choice is unrelated to industry, so we're crossing paths here that don't cross, but
don't cross the streams.
I'm hoping we live in a world where I can say Glass Onion doesn't have competition here.
I don't see any.
I don't know if I've made it clear. I really, really fucking love Glass Onion.
I really wish you could have been there for my show. I really do.
I wish I'd have seen this with a crowd. Oh my God.
It was amazing. And I was in the back row too, so I got to see everyone react to it.
I have no shame in saying this. I'm kind of obsessed with Glass Onion right now.
It was a dine-in showing.
Yeah, Owen, you bash streaming, and I totally understand.
Yes.
Look at me. I don't care if you bash streaming. But having Glass Onion constantly on hand with just a click is very useful.
Now, here's the thing. I do bash streaming, but I need a theatrical run before I watch something on my television. That's fair.
And we've got to work towards a physical release for Glass Onion Netflix. I know you don't like doing that, but you have to. So yes, women talking could definitely, totally, easily take this, but I'm hoping for a Glass Onion sweep in this category, to be honest.
Ashley.
If this was the industry awards, I'd be saying Living. But this is critics, so I'm going Glass Onion.
I also got to throw something out there. Glass Onion already has an iconic line. The don't mistake. It's so fucking iconic. I'm gonna misquote it. And I've seen the fucking thing so many times now. Don't mistake speaking without thought with speaking the truth. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that line used everywhere now. And I feel like it's in the fucking history books.
So, I think everyday women talking is losing more steam. I'd almost say that we could live in a world where Polly doesn't even get in. But since Adapted is kind of bleak this time around, it might be just because. I think The Whale might be the biggest competition here because it seems to be the one that I feel that actually might go somewhere when it comes to the actual screenplay lineup. I don't know if it's one of the 50,000 things that are eligible for WGA, but we'll find out soon enough. And I want to say right now, as much as I love Glass Onion and as much as I love the fact that I got to see it in a full packed theater, oh my God, it was amazing. She Said should be more in this conversation. It makes me personally angry that She Said is not more in any conversation for the awards this year. I mean, I want nominations for Carrie. I want nominations for the screenplay.
Samantha Morton.
Yeah. Heck, we could just go ahead and do it like we want to do the double and everything like that. I mean, screw the everything garbage. Why don't we just nominate both Samantha Morton and Carey Mulligan? We don't live in that world, and I understand that. She Said is not going to be what I wanted it to be. And that makes me sad. But what doesn't make me sad is Rian Johnson is awesome. And no, he does not have competition. And adapted screenplay is super freaking. So, that being said, yeah, I'll add to the list. Rian Johnson.
I'm trying not to, carve a tombstone for women talking yet, given we still don't. BAFTA could still change everything for women talking.
Certainly.
But yeah.
But we could live in a world where everybody thought women talking was going to be such a big deal, and it could blank.
I mean, it's definitely got a spot here, I would say, for certain, but yeah.
Yeah, because the category's so weak, I think it kind of has to be here.
I feel it's definitely in Glass Onion are the top two in this category.
Right.
Original? This one's a little trickier. Original, we have Tar, The Fabelmans, Everywhere All at Once, Banshees, and After Sun. I feel like we've definitely, once again, we've got it down to two, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it could easily be either one. I could see them going all in on Everything Everywhere All at Once.
God, I hope not, but it
which
could
which would be a win here. But this is a category Banshees has been doing really well in as well.
Yep.
So, once again, not influenced by Tuesday. I think I'm going to say Banshees again. despite how that may contradict some things I say later.
Ashley.
I'm also gonna give the edge to McDonough, but it's a coin toss for me between that and Fableman's.
That's what it was down to for me. And then I thought, let's just give Spielberg director and give McDonough screenplay. Everybody wins.
All right, so is that a full McDonough from us?
Heck yeah.
All right. We have acting categories now.
Oh boy.
For supporting actress, we have Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Jessie Buckley for Women Talking, Carrie Condon for Banshees, Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Janelle Monáe for Glass Onion. Somebody knows she exists.
Other than me.
I feel like there's an alternate universe where Janelle Monáe is a threat to win. And it's
I like that.
And she's really struggling to show up. This is fucking wild. She's also got a fair amount of critics awards under her belt. With that said, especially given that the Globes happened way too soon for them to copy, I will be absolutely shocked if Bassett wins again.
I think it's over.
The Globe win felt really random, even though we felt a lot of love in the room when she was on stage. I'm sticking with who was the obvious frontrunner for some time. I'm still saying Carrie Condon.
What do you got, Ashley?
I'm going with Curtis.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they go for it hard enough, I could see that. Yeah,
that's it's one that got a lot of praise. Generally, I think Bassett is more the industry style one, so I wouldn't be surprised if Bassett maybe gets it at SAG. But I think on the critics front, there's realistically any of them could, but it should be Stephanie, but it's critics, so they'll give it to Lee Curtis because she's the bigger name. Sadly.
Yeah, I feel that, and I really hope that I'm finally right. All this garbage is finally over with, and we can finally start the Carrie Condon role that needed to happen since day one.
All right.
So you're saying Curtis as well?
Are you kidding me?
I didn't hear a name.
I said it clear as day. Carrie Condon.
Okay. I just heard syllables.
You're going to make me have to say something.
I was going to say, are you ready for the next category?
Oh, God.
No, I'm not. Can we just strike the next two categories off the list, please? Because of what I have to do.
I mean, you say that.
I do say that, and I mean it.
Okay. Ke Kwan's competition is Paul Dano for The Fabelmans, Brendan Gleeson for Banshees, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, and Barry, I guess it's Keoghan. I'm starting to hear a lot of people say it that way for Banshees.
I thought it was Keegan.
Yeah, I've heard Keegan. I've heard something that sounds like there's only vowels in it.
Why isn't he the actors on actors thing where we can find out his name? Brendan Fraser.
What convinced me it's Keoghan is that's what Brendan Gleeson said.
Okay.
And since Brendan Gleeson is also Irish, I'm gonna trust him. Yeah, so those are the ones that Ke Kwan is going to win over.
Christ.
Having just seen like the clips that are showing up on Twitter of like that one scene of Barry and Kerry at the riverside,
Yeah.
And just that one scene alone, I'd love Barry to be more in this.
Some somebody somebody brought something to my attention about that scene, and I really wish I could say it, but it's a massive spoiler, so I can't. But that scene, if what this person said is correct, that scene is even more devastating than I ever realized.
Oh yeah, definitely talking off camera now.
If it looking at that scene, I think I know what you're talking about. Something up there in the back of my
Can we
mind.
just get this category out of the way so I don't have to say,
So
say
is this your through gritted teeth?
just say Short Round's name and be done with it.
Okay.
Okay, so in a right and just world, which apparently we don't freaking live in, Paul Dano would be more in this conversation. Brendan Gleeson should be running away with this category. Judd Hirsch should be in this conversation. And Brad Pitt should even be in this conversation. We don't live in a perfect world. We don't live in a right world. We don't live in a good world. We live in this world. And in this world, a movie that I absolutely hate and a performance that did absolutely nothing for me except annoy me even further is going to win Best Supporting Actor.
You are absolutely right, because in the just world, he's fucking leading.
In a just world, the movie never would have been made.
Huh.
And I wouldn't have to deal with this garbage. And he'd be known as Short Round, and we'd be good to go.
Well, you know that I'm not passionate about the movie.
You're passionate about that performance, though.
Yeah, I could write a fucking essay on Ke Huy Quan's performance, even though I'm not passionate about the movie.
I don't care how it makes me sound. I don't hate the guy personally. I hate the movie. And I'm sick and tired of hearing it. So, yeah, I don't need to say any more. Best actors.
Well, it's not getting any better for you, is it?
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay. Best actress, because God hates Owen.
Yeah, right now. Can't get rid of this death cough.
Kate Blanchett for Tar, Viola Davis for The Woman King, Danielle Deadwyler for Till, Margot Robbie for Babylon, Michelle Williams for The Fablemans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
This category
Obviously, it's down to two. I still think Deadwyler is a much bigger competition than people are saying.
I really freaking hope so.
But it's clearly Blanchett versus Yeoh, and I already actually in our Globe wrap up, I think I said what I thought would happen. Where Yeoh takes this and SAG, Blanchett takes BAFTA, Yeoh takes Oscar. So that's probably what I'm going to stick with. So Yeoh gets this one.
Ashley?
Because it's critics, Yeoh.
Okay. We're not talking guilds right now. Talking other things yet. Michelle Williams got screwed. I will not deny this statement. I wish Margot Robbie was more in this. Honestly, I really wish that Deadwyler was more of actual competition. Hopefully AJ's right. I'd love if Viola Davis came out of nowhere and took this. You wouldn't hear me complain one bit. Yeah, but it's down to the movies I hate. And you know, I think I don't know what the British skew is going to be like with the multiverse movie, to the point that everybody thinks Blanchett's going to win, and she doesn't at all. And it's just a sweep. I guess we'll have to see. Yeah. The thing I just said about 5 minutes ago. Repeat it. I hate the movie. Hate the performance. Don't get it. I understand the movie. I get it. It's not like that. It's just I don't get what everybody sees in it. Yo.
I was gonna say, with that description, you have to be more specific because that's both her and Lincoln.
I hate both of them.
Considering how you say, British skew for the BAFTAs, out of that long list, I think only 2 are British. Manville and Thompson, so it's going to be a very international list, I would have thought.
I would freaking love more than anything if Manville won. That's a deserved win right there.
I'd say Emma Thompson's more likely to be a number 5 in that list.
That's
her
correct.
Her and Thompson would both be very deserving.
Now I can finally breathe because I know what the rest of this is going to be. Best actor.
All right. We've gone from these 2-horse races to a 3-horse race.
Yep.
We've got Austin Butler for Elvis, Tom Cruise for Top Gun, Colin Farrell for Banshee, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nye for Living. We've whittled it down to Butler, Farrell, and Fraser.
Crazy to think that, isn't
it? This is fun.
Would have 0 issues if any of those 3 won.
So things seem to be shifting for Butler.
Yep.
Not just a Globe win, but
in general.
The momentum the movie's been getting is really good news for him. But The Whale has also had a really good couple of days.
Yeah.
A very surprisingly good couple of days, especially with that Rotten Tomatoes score. And Farrell is also here. A lot of passion for Banshees, and Farrell's the best performance of the 3. Well, I haven't seen. I'll see The Whale next week, but right now I'm just very passionate about Colin Farrell, as I've always been. But once again, we're dealing with a different voting body, and these are people that, like, you can imagine, like we were talking about before, imagine them fanboying and getting behind things, with like an outer narrative. So I honestly didn't really hesitate, despite this 3-horse race, to say Fraser for here.
Okay.
Even though I think the race is going to be tight through the season.
All right. Ashley?
I'm sorry. AJ, what did you say?
I said Fraser.
Yeah, I want the others to be more into it, but it does feel like, as you say, it's a sort of 3-horse race.
There's no one else in this competition.
I went for a Fraser as well.
Am I the only one here that's seen The Whale?
Until they bring it out here.
They're all strong performances. They all make my list for Best Actor. Spoiler alert. But, I found it weird because we always were going with Fraser. And it seemed like something just changed. And the narrative is switched. And I thought the narrative would go to Colin Farrell. But so far it hasn't. Now BAFTA brings him back into this, which would make sense. But you want to go with the narrative of Blanchett and Yeoh. I offer a narrative here. Let's say that Farrell wins BAFTA. Someone here wins Critics' Choice, who also very well may win SAG. And then it's a 2-horse race. And it's not the horse we thought. even though he does ride one in a movie. Austin Butler.
I'm
All right.
wondering if I'm just
Even though
wondering
I
if
fought
that
like
Butler thing.
crazy to give this to Farrell.
I'm wondering if that Butler thing is just the Globes wanted to say fuck you to Fraser.
Nope.
Shouldn't be.
I think
I'm
it's
just
going
wondering
somewhere.
whether it might be.
Elvis is a big deal, Ashley. People don't realize this yet. They're going to. Trust me. Especially when that Oscar lineup comes up and Baz Luhrmann's on that list, and they're not expecting it. We'll get there. Best director.
All right. We got Cameron, Chazelle, Field, Daniels, Luhrmann, McDonough, Pauly, Gina Prince Bythewood, S.S. Rajamouli, and Spielberg.
Lots of names on that list.
Could be Spielberg. I'd love it to be Spielberg. I'd really love it to be Spielberg. Thank you, DGA, for making it even fucking weirder. Joseph Kosinski's not here. Here, I'll make this simple. For here, I said the Daniels.
Hope not. Ashley.
I think you already revealed your hand, Owen, so I'll stick with you and say Spielberg.
Yep. I'm going with Spielberg. It's the same rule, AJ. You can't say it, but I can.
Oh, yeah, because I want it. And I'll jinx it.
We work together for one common goal. To get the things you want to win. Because 9 times out of 10, we agree.
I mean, I don't. It's the critics. I'm just trying to think what standard critics are thinking like.
All that matters is, what are you about to say, Owen?
Now, that being said, given the fact it's the critics' choice, there's a lot of things that possibly could win here. AJ's pick. Don't wish that bad juju on me. McDonough could win this. I'd love that. He hasn't won enough director. He doesn't have enough director wins. And honestly, I mean, I would love to see Chazelle win, but he's not in the conversation either. I think I'd love to see Gina win. That'd be nice. If there's anybody that surprises other than Luhrmann on nominations morning, I'd love to see the Woman King overperform. Am I predicting it? I don't know if I got the guts for that, but I wouldn't be upset if it happened.
Props to Gina Prince Bythewood getting in the director category here when the Woman King didn't make an 11-slot picture lineup.
Which the Woman King belongs in here more than other movies do, without question. I'm looking at you, overrated video game brought to television.
Looking at you, Elvis and Babylon.
Oh, no, you are totally right on that one.
Yeah, Glass Onion and Top Gun being the misnomers. Which I'm guessing means that something got in here joint 10th, right? To actually warrant it to be 11?
I would say RRR was one of those, but I actually don't know.
Honestly, if you look at the lineup, the movie that kind of sticks out with a sore thumb is Avatar.
To be fair, the one that sticks out like a sore thumb is
Babylon.
Babylon, maybe.
Chazelle got in. Got in for screenplay. Got in for your categories. It wouldn't have been Babylon.
A lot of the critics' reviews of Babylon were sort of like mixed, to say the least.
I think
as far as critics' choice goes, Babylon's not in screenplay and Pitt's not here.
I don't think we've seen the last of Pitt in that
Yeah.
lineup, and I'm trying to make that a
Also,
reality.
also Margie Ruby. Margot makes it in for actress, despite some people saying that she was the worst part of it because she was that over the top.
She's the personification of the problems of the movie, I would say.
Yeah.
I disagree, but that's okay.
So the moments where she acts like a real person, I know she's supposed to be larger than life, but the moments where she acts like a real person are her strongest moments. And there's like two of those in a 3 hour movie.
All right, I'll knock out Chad after we get picture done. Best picture.
All right.
And we're going.
Avatar, Babylon, Banshees, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Glass Onion, RR, Tar, Top Gun, Women Talking. This could be Banshees.
I'd like that.
This could really, truly, believably be Banshees.
I would love that.
Outside shot, possibly The Fablemans, but I feel like that's pretty outside.
Ooh, I hope you're wrong. Continue.
I am saying Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ugh, Jesus Christ, I hope not. Ashley, what are you going with?
My pick is Everything Everywhere, but working on these critics, I would not rule out either Top Gun or RRR. I think something could happen here because it's the critics being the critics. Or maybe they just want the Indian Academy to feel really bad. That'd be just as good.
Well, I started the Globes in a very sour mood. We ended it with a nice 1-2 punch. I could start the Critics' Choice in a good mood and end it with me muting the screen about the fight. Don't make me do that. Best Picture needs to be for the rest of the run, The Fablemans.
That's what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
I'm kind of surprised you're saying that over Banshees.
I thought about Banshees. It was my only other option. I didn't think about anything else. Because I said, biases aside, what did I think was actually in this? And I went to Top Gun, The Fablemans, the crappy multiverse movie, and Banshees. And one by one, the coin flip determined who was eliminated. And then I made a judgment call at the end and went with Fablemans. We'll see what happens. Soon as the YouTube video ends, that feels weird saying, we'll be live to recap the Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday night. Time? Question mark. I don't know what time it's even done. What even time it's starting?
I think it's 8.
So I assume it's the same time window the Globes had.
I would think
need to
so.
find. Where's the TV guide thing that I normally use for my.
While Ashley's doing his research, I'm going to go through chat so we can take this show home.
It just started getting really windy and rainy, so you might lose me.
I got this. I'm going to be pulling Excalibur here. Josie says Ensemble can be weird at Critics' Choice in the 2019-20 season. They gave it to The Irishman. Nothing weird about that. Very deserved. Josie says back to cinematography, it's important to note Avatar, Miss ASC, and Elvis and Empire of Light got in. Well, Elvis deserves to be there. Gabriel LaBelle should be in the Best Actor 5, 100%. Yes, 100%. Josie, you're not going to die on that bridge alone. Believe me, me and AJ are 100% there to catch you. I could see The Whale pulling a father at the Oscars, winning lead actor in adapted screenplay, especially if Women Talking missed the 10. Could happen. I see The Whale getting in a picture right at this point. Do I see it winning anything? No, not at this point. I wonder if Martin McDonagh and Phoebe Waller-Bridge would ever write a screenplay together. Interesting.
That'd be fucking what? That'd be awesome.
At this moment, Brian's thinking Bassett equals Stallone, Condon equals Rylance for a supporting actress. I like that scenario.
Only I think Stallone missed SAG, didn't he?
He did.
Bass didn't. That's yeah. But it's I can see where that comparison is though. Yeah.
Josie says, I'm disappointed Janelle Monáe didn't get enough notices this season. She was really wonderful. It ain't over yet, Josie. I have to believe this. I'm willing to lose some points because I believe in Janelle Monáe, as everyone should. Do you think it's still possible Buckley or Foy could pull a Penelope Cruz and Judi Dench and get in the Oscar fight without precursors? No, but I can't say it won't happen. Do I think it's gonna...
like
anything's possible at this point?
Buckley's on the BAFTA shortlist, isn't she?
Yes.
I could see Buckley getting a precursor from BAFTA. Whether that would translate or not, I'm not sure, but I could see her not going precursorless.
Josie says, do you think it's a three-way race between Fableman's the overrated multiverse movie and Banshees? Fableman's got a big boost, and yet those on Twitter and YouTube still denying it. Sure, it's been underperforming in some places. Winning the Globe is nothing to sneeze at. You guys know how much I love the multiverse movie. Be super happy at winning Best Picture. Please don't.
I don't. Let's. The people on Twitter that pretend they're really passionate about this do not follow the race.
No, they don't.
We don't need to go down that path.
You know what's funny about that, Josie? Listen to some people that think they're smart discuss the race. Just go to a movie theater and go wait outside of what could be an Oscar-nominated movie and what will be an Oscar-nominated movie and listen.
Hey.
Conversations that you hear of them trying to be smart.
Open. I say this all the time, but I can't emphasize it enough. Opening up any Reddit thread pertaining to award season makes me want to dive headfirst into traffic.
It's fair.
Those people are fucking morons.
Yeah. Putting down other films to boost the multiverse movies is disingenuous. Like I said last time, those who are doing that are not true. Fake or the films, because that is the opposite of what film's message is. 4 sequels were nominated for PGA, but I have a hard time believing all 4 will get in. Yeah, there's at least one that's not getting in there. I'm looking at you, Black Panther. Although I had the feeling The Whale was going to get into PGA. I know Glass Onion got into PGA after missing Ensemble and Janelle Monáe and Key Places. I am doubtful. Buckley is not on the BAFTA shortlist, says Josie.
Oh, damn.
Women Talking got blanked at BAFTA, I'm pretty sure. Well, short list, that is, so far.
Well, fuck, I don't know then.
That's your show.
Does the CW exist? So I was looking at the listings for Sunday.
I wish we'd just stopped there. I wish it was does the CW exist and show.
Well, so I just looked
I like
at I was looking at the TV listings and the show is off air. Sorry, the entire station is off air until the Critics' Choice Awards, which by the way is 7 Eastern. So it's a little bit earlier than the rest would be. And once the ceremony finishes at like roughly 10, the station goes off air for another 21 hours. It does nothing else apparently.
Well,
Of course, the Globes come back to NBC, and everybody else shits the bed on fucking airing.
Well, that's the thing. It's only on CW. It's not on like TBS like it has been for the past couple of years.
whoa. So that means we should be live at 10 o'clock on Sunday night
In
then.
theory, yeah.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I don't think they usually run over, do they?
Well, if they're cutting up, God, if they do it WCW Halloween Havoc '98, and the winner is cut off, nobody sees.
God dang it. Yeah, tune in on Nitro next week. We'll be able to show you the rest of this match. Lost our TV time. Goldberg's entrance was like 5 seconds too long. We lost our TV clearance. That's your show. Had some fun tonight, so thanks everyone in live chat. Thanks everyone in archive. For those of you that are lurking, thank you for watching. We appreciate that. And like I said, Ashley alluded to it earlier, and I'll do it again. May 1st, get your questions ready. I don't mean the traditional QA questions. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Josie says, had a great time chatting with you dudes as always. It's great having you, Josie. Same with Brian, same with Spencer. I think that's all that chimed in the night.
One little bit worth noting with regards to Bridges. The award will be presented by Pfeiffer, so it's a Baker Boys reunion.
Nice.
I was hoping for John Goodman and Steve Buscemi, but we don't get what we want, do we?
Amazing too.
And then with the Glass Onion front, it'll be Kate Hudson presenting the award to Janelle
Monáe. A preview of my my personal lineup, huh? Okay. So that's your show. Quick programming note. We got Sunday night, soon as Critics' Choice finishes, 10 o'clock. Got a special QA show on Monday. Just to break the monotony of not having days in between, might as well just do a QA show. So get an extra one in this month. Because you never know when I won't be there. I'll do my best to show up as much as I can. Tuesday is the day we've all been waiting for. Top 23. That's right. Our Oscar predictions, where we try to predict everything the week before the nominations are officially announced. Oscar nominations morning. We're going to be live to react to the actual nominations. I officially have that day off. I just got it off while we were on the show, so we're good now. We'll do a reaction to everything. Now, I don't recall if we're going to be doing 3 separate reactions, or we're just going to do.
I think we were going to do it like we did last year.
I think we did 3 separate reactions last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
I probably have the capability of doing it live myself, so I might do that, just so it's there.
All of us will be live. All of us will be doing.
I think he means recording live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stream it live rather than tape it live.
And then I would say later that evening we would do the reaction.
Yeah,
probably normal 6 o'clock timing.
The discussion, you mean?
Huh?
The discussion, you mean?
A reaction to what happened.
Yeah.
Hits, misses, snubs, surprises.
Oh, wow. You said hits, misses, and my brain for a split second heard pit misses.
No.
Well then.
He does not.
Did I just have a mental crystal ball moment?
I got the crystal ball, good sir.
I mean, we learned at the Globes he's still got a lot of love in the industry. Obviously, everybody wanted to jump his bones at the Globes.
He's fine. He's gonna be the nomination on Oscar morning that everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Brad Pitt got in. Who saw that coming?" And my response is, "Hi, my name's Owen. I'm just a mild mannered
Like,
critic from Orlando that has a YouTube channel."
like I was saying though, he probably doesn't want to get nominated because as soon as you're nominated, your controversies hit like they've never hit before.
Oh, I've been reading on Twitter lately that everybody's saying that they're trying to push everything underneath the rug. I'm like, no, cancel culture thing needs to die anyway.
I think this show needs to end now before anything else is said.
Take it home. Like I said, quick programming note: we talked about Sunday, 10 o'clock, unless it runs over, which I don't know how YouTube video is going to run over, but buffering. Monday special Q&A, Tuesdays our Oscar predictions, and then Oscar morning we're doing our individual reactions to the nominations, and then 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, normal time, we're going to be doing our normal discussion of the Oscar nominations. And then we get a nice little break ski for a bit until the BAFTAs. And we get all the guilds down the line too, so we get to discuss all of them. So, lots still to talk about in the award season. Stay tuned. Ashley, at Ash is my name, UK.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things on the socials. Lots of retweets. I know that. I will say right now that there's lots of snack stashes coming. I'm opening the floodgates real soon.
I've got to finish SAG nominee Blunt with the English, the second half of that show, which I will gladly do now. Especially, I mean, already I was passionate about it, but
There's
now
an
I'm super
excuse
excited.
now. There's a legitimate excuse.
Now it's topical.
Yeah.
And then he's got to finish the nightmare fuel that is Santa Claus's.
I'll try to keep doing them simultaneously, like I have been.
I like that because it helps. It helps everything with putting
it
it
also
up.
helps that they're both 6 episodes.
Yes.
So as always, AJ, just like Keith Richards, cannot be killed by conventional weapons. It cannot be found in any form of social media. But May 1st, if you show up, got a chance to ask him questions. Now, don't forget, we do have rules about what we can and cannot ask. But if it's been covered on this network in the past 10 years, it is fair game. And we stay away from anything that we don't want to talk about. So pretty much anything is fair game. So yeah, we're going to have some fun on the special 10-year anniversary show. I'm at Sir Owen Disney. Lots of Voices of Liberty. I got Dickens carolers. I was going to go back tomorrow for my first day on the Red Circle in 2023, but I'm just going to take it easy this weekend. It's going to be super cold outside. I'm going to sit inside, listen to the Major Pod on my phone, play some Mahjong Garden on Pogo, do some surveys, just relax. Because I need to do that right now because I got to get better. See, that's your show, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of cool things coming on the network, so stay tuned. Intellectual property comes out this year, so rejoice, everyone. New water parks coming out. God knows what's going to happen with professional wrestling this year. And that's going to be your show. So in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.